This short video section addresses run-on sentences and fragments. Every sentence must have a subject and a complete predicate. If it doesn't, it's a sentence fragment. On the other hand, run-ons have too many of these without proper punctuation in between. An example of a fragment would be because I ate dinner. Now, in some contexts, that might sound like a proper sentence. It has a noun, I, and a verb, ate. However, they do not form the complete predicate, so this sentence lacks a subject, noun, and a predicate. The correct way to say it might be, I felt satisfied because I ate dinner. Run-ons occur when two independent clauses, that is, clauses that have both a noun and a verb and can stand alone as separate sentences, those independent clauses are joined without the proper punctuation. So for example, an incorrect statement might be, I went to the store, I got milk and cookies. That is a run-on sentence. It's improperly combining two independent clauses. I went to the store. I and went is the subject, noun, and the verb. Secondly, I got milk is the subject, noun, and the verb. So how do we correct these run-on sentences? There are a few typical ways to approach it. 1, separate the sentences with a period. 2, you can use a semicolon. You can use a comma and coordinating conjunctions. What are coordinating conjunctions? Well, you're probably familiar with them already. I use the acronym FANBOYS to describe them. It includes words like but, or comma, and FANBOY stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So any of those words are coordinating conjunctions. With a comma and the coordinating conjunction in between the two independent clauses, you can avoid having a run-on sentence. In this case, those corrections are as follows. 1, I went to the store, period. I got milk and cookies. That's the simple way to resolve a run-on sentence. The other way is to use a semicolon. That would be, I went to the store, semicolon. I got milk and cookies. Or I could use a coordinating conjunction. In this case, the one that probably fits best is and. I went to the store, comma, and, the coordinating conjunction, I got milk and cookies. I could try something else, like I went to the store, but I got milk and cookies. Yet I got milk and cookies. For I got milk and cookies. No, those don't really make sense. Once you learn how to identify independent clauses and use commas and coordinating conjunctions to combine those independent clauses, you are well on your way to identifying and resolving run-on sentences. That said, there are some typical examples of run-on sentences that appear to be okay, deceptively so, but they are not correct. So let's take a look at a couple of these cases so we can learn to better identify them. The sun is strong. Put on the SPF 50 sunscreen. There is a pause after strong and the second clause, put on the SPF sunscreen. So that sounds normal to many students. However, if you're following an independent clause with another imperative independent clause, then although it might sound okay, it still needs to be connected by a semicolon or a comma and a coordinating conjunction. In this case, probably the coordinating conjunction so, as follows. A correct version of this sentence would be, the sun is strong, comma, so put on the SPF sunscreen. Another example is, Mr. Jones has labored to help. However, he has sacrificed his health. Well, this one looks almost like one of our coordinating conjunctions, and it's a contrasting transition. So, to many students, this looks okay. Yet it's not correct. Conjunctive adverbs like however, moreover, nevertheless must be preceded by a period, or if not, a semicolon when joining independent clauses. They cannot be used a comma and conjunctive adverb, much like we use our FANBOYS, comma, coordinating conjunctions. So be aware of that difference and don't get caught up by that confusion. The correct version of the sentence is Mr. Jones has labored to help, semicolon, however, he has sacrificed his health. Another common mistake occurs when we have a pronoun as the subject in the second independent clause, and that pronoun refers to the noun in the first independent clause. So for example, this computer doesn't make sense to me, comma, it came without a manual. Well, again, it's natural for a student to make a pause, and it seems like the pronoun to antecedent noun connection joins these two independent clauses properly, but that is not correct. Adhere closely to the rules. We either need a period, a semicolon, or a comma and coordinating conjunction to combine independent clauses. The correct way to rewrite this sentence is, this computer doesn't make sense to me, semicolon, it came without a manual. So there are 3 quick cases where you want to keep a close eye on the rules and be careful to use those rules as you go to avoid some of the typical pitfalls.